In this video we will show how Engrafo can document SAS programs creating flow charts, data catalog, data lineage, program statistics and much more. We will start with an empty category that later will contain the SAS data catalog, based on all the data programs to be analyzed. The data usage feature will soon hold information about all the programs analyzed. To illustrate how Engrafo works in automatically creating data catalog, data lineage and program documentation, we will analyze all the programs from the book, Learning SAS by Example, A Programmer's Guide. Engrafo uses the SAS log created by Proc Scaproc. For this demo we will create a log for each chapter in the book. This will result in 28 logs that Engrafo will use to create data catalog and documentation for all the program in this book. The Proc Scaproc is very simple to use in your existing SAS environment. You can either create the log from a batch command, or you can include it in your SAS programs. The Scaproc procedure implements the SAS code analyzer, which captures information about input, output, and the use of macro symbols from a SAS job while it is running. For this demo, we have created all the Scaproc log files using a macro that writes the initial Proc Scaproc statement, includes the programs in each specific chapter, and outputs them to a Scaproc log. Engrafo uses a shared folder where the log files is to be uploaded. Every 10 seconds, Engrafo checks for uploads, and will then start analyzing any logs placed in the folder. Analyzing is done in a few minutes. After analyzing the log files, Engrafo now holds a link to the program documentation for each chapter. The prebuild SAS template holds various units as you can see, but it is also possible to add more units for further program documentations. The first units has some program statistics and also the flowchart that shows the SAS flow in Chapter 10. The template also has information about the input data and the output data for the programs in Chapter 10. This will be used for creating data lineage as we will see in a minute. Some other useful information is information about the libraries being used, external input files and output files. Also, the SAS code for the program is displayed in a unit. Each step has a number and makes a connection to the steps referred in the other units. In that we are creating data input and data output for each logical collection of programs, in this case, a chapter of programs, we can create data lineage between the chapters. For Chapter 10, the data lineage shows all the data that Chapter 10 depends on, and all the following chapters that depends on the programs in Chapter 10. The data catalog is automatically created based on all the data referenced in the programs, and with the prebuild SAS template, Engrafo also captures length, labels and formats. It is also possible, from the data catalog, to see where the data entities are used. Here we can see that the table, bicycles, is used as input in Chapter 10 and 15, and is output from the chapter, created data. A click on created data will lead us to the documentation for that chapter. All the documentation in this demo is made automatically based on the SAS logs. If you have a large SAS implementation that is not documented, the Engrafo platform might be something you would consider. Engrafo also holds a lot of other functionality for creating a solid knowledge platform for your data productions and more.